Hi guys, it's Roxanne, your favorite queen bee. I am back. Today is Sunday. As promised, I'm trying to keep up my end of the bargain and post a video at least once a week on Sundays. So I'm here. To be honest, between me and you, I am tired today. I had a somewhat busy week, I guess, for summertime, with no school going on and everything. Um, I know Eric had doctor's Monday. So we went and did that, and he had been complaining of having like heartburn, and bless his heart, he was throwing up just about every morning, and it was from mucus, just the accumulation, I guess, through the night. And so just to be on the safe side, I scheduled him. Sorry, my doctor and my mother's doctor is also Eric's doctor. I think I told y'all that in the previous video. And so we took him. I got him a appointment. We took him Monday morning, and so she listened to Eric's concerns, and he's at the age, he's 16. He can pretty much talk to the doctor himself as far as what he's feeling. I'm there, of course, for support and to kind of throw my 2 cents in, so to speak, as his parent. But for the most part, Eric is not afraid to tell you what's going on. And so, that's one thing I love about him. One of these days, that might be something that would get him into trouble because but I think as he gets older, the maturity level goes up a little bit, At least I hope so. It's a little bit slower for the boys. It tends to be girls tend to mature a little bit faster, at least initially, But so he voiced his concerns, and so she put him on basically Prilosec. Um, but it's a stronger dosage than you can get over the counter. So we gave him that, and he's been taking it. He takes it once a day in the morning, usually 30 minutes before a meal. And this whole week, he hasn't had no issues, no heartburn, no throwing up. And so as of right now, it seems to be working. So that's great. Um, Also, we are getting little by little more and more information leaked to us from the schools as far as Beaufort County, what the plan is. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all can quote me if I'm wrong, the first 4 weeks of classes are going to be done virtually. Like, you don't have a choice in that matter. I did find out that when they send out the emails and the calls and the letters from the school as far as when open house is going to be, and I believe it's going to be set up a little bit different than normally the bum rush of hundreds of kids going to the schools, with the restrictions and the limited face to face activity because of the pandemic. I think they're going to work that out a little bit different. So they're probably going to have like certain times that certain grades can come in and do what they need to do. But I did find out that from grade second all the way up to 12th here in Beaufort County, they are supplying every student with a Chromebook to be taken home. They'll sign them out at open house in their homeroom class, and they're able to keep that all year long. So that way they have a way of getting their work done. I think that's really nice. Whoever donated all them books or wherever it come from, I know that was a lot of money because you're talking literally thousands of Chromebooks, at least for our county, And so that was nice. Whoever did that, kudos to you. That's great. As a parent, that's great. Um, and then I remember everyone needs to check your email or check the Beaufort County school site because there's a survey that they want every parent to take for each one of their children. So if you have more than one child, you're going to have to take it multiple times. But basically, it's kind of giving the education committee, department, whatever, board of education, there we go, an ideal of, are you going to be sending your child to school for face to face, or are you opting out for just the homeschooling? And from my understanding, after the 4 weeks is up, hopefully if we move on into phase two of slowly opening up things to get back to a semi-normal whatever, life, there's two choices that our county chose. Basically, if you choose face to face interaction, which means I don't think they'll be going 5 days a week. I think it's going to be rotated. So many come on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, something to that effect. Um, so you can do that. But at any time, if you want to switch to virtual online teaching learning, um, they can do that at any times. But if you lock in and say you want to do from the get go online classes, the child is stuck in there for 9 weeks, for a semester. I guess because the back and forth, it makes it a little bit difficult. And so, anyways, I believe they have until the 31st to get that submitted in. So, if you haven't done it already and you have a child, you might want to go ahead and do that. That way, they can, especially with bus riding, and that's another thing in part in of the little survey or whatever they want you to fill out. If you are coming face to face, are you going to take your child to school or are you riding the bus? Because anyone that's ever rode a school bus knows they pack them in there like sardines. Well, that's not going to be able to happen. They're going to have to space them out, which means the buses are going to have less students on, but more routes to pick up. It's going to be, I know it's going to be crazy to begin with, but they're trying to get a guesstimation at least of where parents stand on the choices they want for their kids. So that was 6 minutes in telling you about that, but I just wanted to kind of clear some of that up. And of course, if you have any questions, contact the schools, or someone maybe that's on PTA or anybody that that would be able to give you accurate information. And me as a parent, I like to also share and put the information out there for someone else that maybe doesn't know. And so, I mean, same thing here. I was told a lot of this from the school myself because I'd called inquire about registration and with my son going into the 10th grade, how do we go about picking his classes? Well, comes to find out they picked back in spring before the school let out, for the whole COVID closing of everything. So he's registered, he's good to go, he's going into 10th grade. Eric has, I think Tuesday was the official day that Bojangles opened their doors this past Tuesday, and Eric seems to love it. Here for this first week, they put him in the lobby, taking care of keeping it cleaned and sweeping, mopping, and also keeping the restrooms clean. But then when they get really, really busy, because the drive-through, from my understanding, Bojangles, they have someone at the door, an employee holding the door open and closed for people to come in and out, but they're also monitoring the amount of people that are allowed into the lobby at one time. And so with that being said, the drive-through 90% of the time when we go to pick up Eric or drop him off, depending on the time of day, it is wrapped around the building almost out to the road. And so when they get busy, they will put Eric, he said, on the drink station, making up all the drinks and stuff like that and getting it ready, so they can be as fast as possible getting people in and out. But he says he really seems to like it. He was off today. Like I said, today's Sunday. They did call, because I got up a little bit after 8. It was like 8:10 when I finally made it downstairs to put the coffee on. And so we have multiple phones throughout the house, so we're not running, like crazy to try to receive a phone. And we have a phone right on the counter next to the coffee pot, and I just happened to look at it. And I said, Mama, we got a missed call here. And she said, oh, no, who's it from? And so I pulled up the caller ID, and it was from Bojangles. And I said, well, Mom, it looks like Bojangles called about 10-15 minutes ago. And she said, oh, no, you better call him back. And so I called back, and they were wanting to know if Eric wanted to come in and work today, from whenever he could get in, which would have been about 8:30, quarter to 9, until about 2:30. And I told her, I said, well, he's sleeping right now. I said, but give me a second, and I'll go ask him, and I'll call you back. And so I did come up here, and I think Eric stayed up a little bit later than normal, knowing he didn't have work the next day, which we're all guilty of doing. To me, there's not a better feeling of knowing I can lay down and I don't have to get up bright and early the next morning to do something. Like, that's just like the best feeling. And 9 out of 10 times I'll stay up later because of that, because I know I can sleep in. And so anyways, long story short, Eric was like, Mom, am I going to get in trouble if I say no? And I was like, no, honey, you don't. They're just asking if you wanted to pick up a few hours. And he said, no, I don't think so. And I said, okay. So I called back. I tried to get him to call back, but he was half asleep, so it probably wouldn't have worked out good for him. And she just laughed, the boss did, and she was like, it's no problem, don't worry about it. She said, I'll see him tomorrow. And I said, okay, thank you. Oh yeah, and then yesterday he'd been working from like 2 to 8:30 or 3 to 9, 3 to 7, you know what I mean? Like the kind of sort of the early afternoon hours. Well, yesterday was his first day of opening, so he had to be there at 6:30, and he worked until like 2:30. And surprisingly, he did great getting up in the morning because we had to get up at 5 in order to leave the house by 6, and that gave him time to get up, get a shower, get woken up, try to eat him something, and then for us to take him on, to work. And bless his heart, he usually is grumpy in the morning, and he was fine. He was good to go. Me and mom were the ones that were like lagging behind, and we're like, this is hard. I got to get back in the routine of getting up. For God, for what, the last 5 months since everything's closed down, unless you have somewhere an appointment with the doctors or something like that, you're not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I've really got to train myself to do that. So that's all that's really been going on with Eric. So like I said, with us getting up early yesterday, and then of course we stayed up all day because mom and myself as well, once we're up for the most part. If I have to get up and go do something, I'm up. And so it was probably around 11:30, 12 when I laid down last night. And so today I just feel like I was rode hard and put away wet. I guess. I don't know. I'm just tired. And so I said, I know I got to do a video today, or I need to. And so I kind of put some makeup on a little bit, and I put a nice shirt on, or at least tried to, and put some jewelry on. And I feel better doing that. At least I feel accomplished, like I did something. If y'all were to see the bottom half of me, I still got pajamas on, but that's okay. The top half of me's dressed up, the bottom half's still ready for the house to not do anything. Today, like I said, is Sunday. Mom is at church. I knew today was going to be a hard day for her. She, y'all know, if y'all followed my journey at all and know me personally, my grandmother, which was her mother, Desiree Markland, had passed away April, May, something like that, a couple months ago, 3, 4 months ago. And so today is, or would have been, my grandmother's 84th birthday. And so I knew it was going to be a hard day for mom and for her brothers and sisters as well, because this is their mother's first birthday not here on earth. And so I'm trying to keep a check on her, so when she comes back, I'll kind of be with her just to make sure she's all right, and if she needs me, I'm there for her. That's what family's for. And it breaks my heart because I know she's hurting and she's missing her mama, and she's been dreading this day because she knew it was going to be a hard day. That's just like having your first Christmas or your first Mother's Day or Father's Day without your parent. It makes it's really hard because there's nothing like losing a parent, no matter what age you are. I lost my daddy, back in 2013, November 23rd, 2013. And there's still not a day that don't go by that I don't miss him terribly. I was definitely a daddy's girl growing up. And looking back now as an adult, I know I was wrong for it. But at the time, let's say I asked for something from mom. If she said no, I knew I could go to daddy, and daddy would say yes every time. And I'm sure that caused some little bickering back and forth between mom and dad because they wasn't on the same page of doing things. But I love my daddy so much. I definitely was the apple of his eye. And so now that I've really come into my own and I'm getting my education and I'm really starting my life for myself and my son, I so wish I had my dad around because he always told me I could do it, and there wasn't nothing I couldn't do if I put my heart and my mind to it. And so I can hear his voice sometimes, and I know he'd be so proud of me and so proud of Eric. He loved Eric to death as well. And so it definitely is hard, and I know what mom's going through, but at the same time I don't, because I haven't lost my mom. I still got my mama, thank goodness. But just the loss of anyone close is hard. So, I don't think I have anything else going on today. Kind of play around the house. When Eric gets up, we'll do something for dinner. I'll see what he wants to cook. Maybe he'll help me in the kitchen. I'm hoping he will. I meant to get my my queen glass down and drink from it. I forgot all about it. Maybe next time. It's so blessed hot outside. You just about feel like you're melting when you go out. So, and I can handle the heat better than, let's say, my mom, for example. Mom, the heat just makes her sick as a dog. She can't handle it. And we don't have air in our car either, which in the South, in the summer, when you're having the heat index in the triple digits, it makes it very hot, you know. And me personally, like, if I sweat, I'm fine. It's no big deal. Um, the only time I don't want to sweat or, you know, get all sticky and hot is, of course, like, say if I'm dressed up or if I'm going somewhere and I've got my hair done, I've got my makeup done, then of course I don't want to sweat it off because I put the time in to do it. But on a day-to-day basis, my hair's throwed up either in a ponytail or in a messy bun, and of course no makeup at all, because for me it would be a waste of money and time to put it in just to step outside and to, you know, mess it all up. And then just regular lounging clothes. I try to choose loose fitted, preferably lighter colors, you know. But my poor mama, she is struggling in this heat in general, and so I'm constantly trying to make sure she's all right. And like when we go on our rides to either pick up Eric or drop him off, depending on the time of day. Like if we go pick him up at 7:30, 8:30 at night, it's a lot more manageable because the sun's going down, you know, and the shadows are falling, so therefore the temperature drops. It doesn't drop drastically, no, but it goes from feeling like 104 to feeling like 79, 80. You know what I mean? It's more manageable. But when we have to take him, let's say 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or pick him up at 2 or 3 from work, I have what I call mom's medic bag, and what I do is I'll take clean washcloths and I'll wet them and I'll, you know, wring out most of the water, but I'll lay them flat and I'll put them in the freezer and basically freeze them, and then I'll have my lunch bag that's insulated, and I'll have a frozen bottle of water and then another half frozen bottle of water for her to drink. And then before we head out, I'll put that washcloth over her so it's kind of keeping her cool. And then usually it takes 10 minutes to get to his job, and so by the time we get there and pick him up, the rag around her neck is kind of already melted, so I'll switch it out for the other one. So I try to do that to help her out as much as possible. But it's not always going to be like this, you know. I cannot wait to get my career up and going to where I'm able to give back to mom and do things for her that, as a way of thanking her, even though she does it selflessly because she is my mother, you know. But went above and beyond what a mother should do, required to do. I don't know, they don't sound right. But most people know once your child becomes 18, basically the parent can step back. That child is, in the law's eyes, between 18 and 21, grown, take care of their own stuff, you know. But mom, of course, you know, took me in, has helped me raise my son, has helped raise me and fed me, clothed me, housed me. And I just want to be able to give back to her and just show her how much she means to me, and just thank you. I say it daily. Thank you, mom, so much for everything. But at the same time, I want to be able to put some action behind the thank you, you know? And so I can't wait to be able to do that. Okay. Like I said, don't have a lot going on. I definitely wanted to post this video. I hope y'all are doing wonderful. If you have any questions or anything, suggestions, I'd love to hear from y'all. If anyone wants to come and be a part of one of my videos, maybe we can do something fun. Definitely hit me up here. If you know me personally, send an email, send a message through Facebook. Everything I have is pretty much open to the public. I don't really have anything private, but that's just me. I'm an open book to a point. I'll talk about just about anything I'm willing to do, and that's just me. Not even as a YouTuber here trying to create content to increase my audience. It's just me as whole. I'm just a very open person most of the time. you know. Um, I have downloaded on my phone an app called House Party. I plan on getting the rest of the student government officers together this week over the phone through that app to play some games and to kind of bond since we're not able to really come together in person. But I'm not sure if y'all have heard of that. Probably have. I'm definitely the mom, so I'm having to learn a lot of this myself. But definitely, if you want to be a part of that, maybe play some games with me over the phone. It's called House Party. Find it on your Google Play Store or your Apple Store, I believe, as well. And let's see, my username is Roxanne, and then in parentheses, Queen Bee. You know, so this is me. Oh, got a glare. Definitely look me up. Um, I'll definitely accept your friend request. But I think I'm going to finish up this video for now. So as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And at the end of the day, try to do something kind. Do something nice. And I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.